Hi, this is Trey Pastor, and welcome to the Horoscope 101 channel. Um, Excuse me, I feel underdressed. Excuse me. Sorry, I felt a little underdressed there. That was not professional, excuse me. Good. Now I feel more professional. Sorry. Uh, Today, welcome to the Horoscope 101 channel. It's Saturday, so it's my day. And the subject today is favorite subgenre of horror. Okay, so in my case, I'm going to go with supernatural, which I think, I was kind of know what the category to put this in, but after looking online for supernatural for things that are not in the normal world, okay, and I'm a big fan of classic Universal horror movies, meaning Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Frankenstein monster, I mean the Wolfman, Dracula, the Mummy, Phantom of the Opera, Jekyll and Hyde, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, that type of stuff. Of classic. I was a teenage Frankenstein. I was a teenage werewolf. Just classic monsters. I absolutely love classic monsters movies. They're probably the first general horror that I watched, and I absolutely loved the actors in it. Lon Chaney, Bela Lugosi, of course Boris Karloff, Claude Rains, Lon Chaney Sr. You even had Claude Rains as the Phantom of the Opera and the Invisible Man. Boris Karloff as the Mummy and Frankenstein monster. Lon Chaney Jr. actually played son of Dracula, the Wolfman, and the Frankenstein monster. So he's one that played all three characters. So I absolutely love that part. It's just something about that horror. It's classic, I guess, and most of it's, for the most part, it's in black and white, and it has just a certain tone to it that just appeals to me. I absolutely love that. That's the first genre of horror that I really got into, and I remember going to see Frankenstein versus the Wolfman at school. After school, in my public school, they used to show movies, and I think you had to pay 35 cents or something, or I forgot. I think that's what it was, 35 cents or 5 cents, whatever it was, and get your parents' permission, and you go after school to see a movie. They had an old-fashioned projector set up there, and you got to see it. That first real movie that I saw, horror movie that I saw in school, was Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, which I absolutely loved. Just the whole atmosphere of the resurrected Wolfman coming back, seeking Dr. Frankenstein for a cure to his lycanthropy or werewolfism, and of course finding him dead, but finding the creature alive and looking for the notes, and then of course being promised by Dr. Mannering, who followed him from England, that he'd help him destroy himself. But of course he turns the monster on full power. He wants to see the monster at its full effect. And then of course the monster is when he's fully when he's fully charged, of course turns evil. And because remember, he has Ego's evil brain in him still from the last movie. And he attacks Dr. Mannering and goes for Elsa Frankenstein, of course, until the full moon rises and the Wolfman, who hasn't been killed because the doctor took off the current, changed the currents on his electrodes. He resurrects as the Wolfman, wakes up as the Wolfman, and basically battles the Frankenstein monster until of course, the thing explodes. And that was the first movie that, like I said, I loved it. And I always remember that opening scene of the Wolfman being resurrected when they just grave robbers disturb his grave, and of course, on the full moon, of course, and as soon as that moon hits, he awakens, and you don't even see him change into the Wolfman. You just see him basically grab one of the grave robber's hand, and of course, it totally freaks out the other one that he's alive, and then he leaves him there, and of course, they find out later, of course, that he had his throat ripped out, of course, by the resurrected Wolfman. Okay. Anyway, and I remember next thing, Ghost of Frankenstein, which the monster is supposedly goes to see the second son of Frankenstein and gets a new brain, but it's not the brain that the scientist, son of Ludwig van Frankenstein, expected. Who wanted. He's betrayed by a colleague, and it's actual Ego's evil brain that gets planted into the creature. And then, of course, you have House of Frankenstein. We have 5 monsters on tap, even though none of the monsters actually physically meet. But you have 5 monsters, and then the Hunchback, the evil scientist, the Wolfman, the Frankenstein monster, and Dracula, and then the House of Dracula. Then you have Dracula, of course, and you have Son of Dracula. You have Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, and then the House of Frankenstein. And like I said, then you have The Invisible Man, which is a great movie with Claude Rains. It's The Invisible Man, a man who slowly goes insane once he gets exposed to the drug that makes him invisible. Okay, and you have the Mummy, about the resurrected a guy that comes back looking for his reincarnated bride, who he thinks is his reincarnated bride. And then you have the Phantom of the Opera, who everybody knows that story. It's just the whole genre of it has a certain feel to it, that supernatural, feel of those old-fashioned monsters. I absolutely love that. It's my favorite subgenre. I like other genres as well. It's like slashers and stuff, but the classic supernatural genre would be mine. Okay. Anyhow, because like I said, even subgenre supernatural can also cover ghosts and stuff. And there's been a lot of great movies with ghosts and stuff, which I absolutely love. The Haunting. Is that the movie with Julie? What's her name? I can't remember her name. I think she was nominated for an Oscar. But anyway, about the Haunted House. The Haunting, I think that was the name of it. Okay, which is basically a haunted house, and that movie has great atmosphere to it. Filmed in the 60s, and filmed in black and white, and absolutely one of the best horror movies ever produced. Anyway, I could keep trying to think of more as I go along. Classic horror. I covered all the Frankenstein Wolfmans, and you have even Werewolf in London, which was the original sort of werewolf movie from Lon Chaney's version. Okay, and like I said, I just love the whole classic horror, classic universal horror. I guess it would fall in the subgenre of supernatural, because it's stuff that's not of the real world. Okay. Anyway, let me know what your favorite genre is. If you want, feel free to leave comments down below. And this is Trey Patterson for the Horoscope 101 channel, saying so long and take care.